There was one opportunity for a proper feast.
I might scream.
Try not to scream.
I'm trying very hard. But I'm terrified. I need a nervous bone.
Please don't scream.
But first, they had to dispatch the island's most fearsome predator.
So talk me through the caiman.
It was the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life. We're like... She was holding it to the left and I was holding it to the right, and then Aaron came round and just literally pounced like Ray Mears onto this animal.
That's £5 in the swear box. So what was your main source of food?
Fish.
Fish, really.
And yucca.
Fish and yucca.
Coconuts.
Toasted now as well, just a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, toasted coconut's good. It's amazing how many different ways you can work out how to cook a yucca and a coconut.
What the is that? Fucking turkey in our camp.
Food was very thin on the ground, but when they pooled their respective talents,
Well spotted.
young and old made a formidable team.
So I make a noose, a big pole 3 meters long, with a bit of cord on the end, and make it on a slip knot. And I thought, if I can get that over its head or any part of its body, I've cracked it. I pull it down and I've got it round its neck.
I said we did, didn't we, Frank?
Just cast it out. I just thought knew hermit crabs were the best bait. It looks like appetising to the fish. You can tell fish think like a fish.
Together, they caught a richer, more diverse diet than any islanders before them.
Cooked in a little bit of sea salt as well, seawater, so it should have a nice bit of taste in it.
We were grilling on a liner off an old fridge, which is a piece of aluminium sheet which we'd found on the beach, and we'd scraped all the polyurethane off it, scrubbed it with sand, and then we were using that as a frying pan.
When it came to food, it turned out that the islanders had contrasting appetites.
Do you feel hungry all the time?
I've never been hungry here, and that's what I'd love me and Jackie and Karen discussed. Well, that's because we're the oldest, we're all 50.
I wasn't hungry. I'm never not hungry. I'm like the biggest gannet in the bloody world. I love food. You know, that was one amazing thing. We weren't hungry. Well, I weren't hungry.
Well, maybe there is an element of that. I don't know. How do you feel?
I think there's a few of us.
Starving, these
There's
little
a few of us that, yeah, are hungry constantly. Energy is so low.
And we all felt that. I felt that massively.
Ben Cooper was on you like a rat of a drain pipe. You left something there. It was on your plate before you even seen it.
Oh, heaven.
Me and Cags are a bit naughty all the time. When we were cooking food and stuff, we did kind of, you know, have a few pieces of yucca here and there.
We had to sit down and eat our coconut around the corner. That is the extremes. This has got to.
Very cheeky, but we did laugh about that a lot.
Thank you.
There was one opportunity for a proper feast.
I might scream.
Try not to scream.
I'm trying very hard. But I'm terrified. I need a nervous bone.
Please don't scream.
But first, they had to dispatch the island's most fearsome predator.
So talk me through the caiman.
It was the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life. We're like... She was holding it to the left and I was holding it to the right, and then Aaron came round and just literally pounced like Ray Mears onto this animal.
That's £5 in the swear box.
Oh, my gosh. Bloody hell. Cayman, now that brought strangeness out in people.
Hello, Dom! Dom, can you hear me, son?
Watching people with a cayman tail, but flattened out, and like going... like that, thinking, what are you doing?
I was like fish and chicken in one.
Yeah. And they were chewing as if they were like cannibals, as if there was like this, there was no tomorrow. And I was like, God, really?
I know, Jordan, you came on as a pescatarian. Do you see it differently, like you're in this zone for this time, you can't survive like that, or how did you react?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy any of it whatsoever. But you're foolish to turn away the calories that are put in front of you.
It's difficult to get. By like week 3 in, I genuinely didn't really I did care, but I pushed those thoughts aside for survival purposes. but I did feel guilty, yeah.
You know what, just have something to bite.
Yeah.
This is a proper chew.
I think the thing I really enjoyed after eating the caiman was feeling like my guts were coming back to life. I could hear sort of stomach rumblings, and I burped. And those were things that I hadn't realised had stopped happening until they started happening again.
Exotic foods and a different climate played havoc with people's digestion, and no islander was spared.
If we have a big meal and I don't the next day, I'm going up there with a few fingers.
Oh! Really?
I'm pretty sure that there's a clog up there, and I need to declog.
Oh!
Is there any volunteers, Ben's asking? Like, every day, you would ask how people's bowel movements were. How's yours, Jagger? Still?
Any movement?
No movement.
Yeah, how are you feeling today? Yep, great. Got the today? Yep. Have you? Yep.
I'm on my fourth spout of some serious diarrhea.
I've just myself.
Did you yourself?
Yeah, I farted, and we've been eating coconuts today because we had nothing to eat,
mate.
and it's all emptied. So.
I think everyone themselves. Everyone did. Yeah, and I did. I didn't want to admit it on camera, but.
I didn't poo for like 19 days initially. So then when that came, bloody hell, all hell broke loose.
Last night, I had to go in the sea in the rain to have a diarrhea. These fish that bite you are all around me, and I'm splashing out. They were trying to eat me diarrhea. But half of me thought, oh, we could eat them.
Come on! Problem with Karen is that the 2 pair of knickers that I was allowed to take on that island, I'd get up in the morning hoping to put a clean pair on, to find that she'd pooed herself of the night and pinched my knickers off the washing line. And she thought it was funny.
Full of That's what my husband says I am. And I was on the island.